Hi, I'm Tony. I'm from Bonner's Music in Eastbourne on the south coast of England, where we've got over 70 keyboards on display of different types, synthesizers, stage pianos, a range of keyboards. And today, I've just unboxed a brand new keyboard from Roland. This is the EA7, which is known as their expandable arranger. It's brand new, just come into the store this afternoon. So I thought I'd just take the opportunity to do a quick demo on some of the sounds. I'll do some of the styles and things in a different video, but I just thought I'd give you an idea of the overall sound quality and the layout of this instrument, because it's very different to anything that Roland have ever made before. In the past, Roland have had great arranger keyboards. Some of them have been fantastic, but they've always been a little bit quirky in the way they work. They seem to have gone back to the drawing board with this instrument. As you'll see, it's got two screens on it, which I think the BK9 was the first of Roland's keyboards to feature two screens, but on this particular instrument, they seem to be making really good use of the two screens. Generally, the one on my left over here tells you which style you're using, and also can be used as a mixer, which is nice. And over here, this is all to do with the sounds. So choosing your sounds, modifying various parameters and things to do with the sound is done on that screen predominantly. Sometimes there's a bit of a crossover, but there is a good reason for that sometimes, which I'll come to later on. It's quite a good layout actually. It's nice to have physical sliders, so if you want to alter the volumes of specific parts, you can use the sliders here. There's a balance control here over on my left, which allows you to alter the balance between your right hand and your left hand effectively, or your right hand parts and the styles. So that's good if you're playing live and you quickly need to bring up the volume of the styles. You don't have to go through a menu or anything, or even a mixer. You can just use the knob here. It's been seen on keyboards before, but it's a useful feature. It would appear that Roland have just done their best to cram this with as many buttons as possible, which makes it good for live use actually. At first it's a bit overwhelming. You think that, whoa, there's loads of buttons here, but after spending 15-20 minutes with the instrument, I actually really like it. It's very simple to find the things you want very quickly actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start off with just playing some of the sounds. So if we start off with the piano sound here, this is the 88 stage grand piano. So it's a good piano sound. It's got a lot of bite actually, so it feels like this keyboard, although it's got speakers built into it, they have thought about the live player, and I imagine that a sound like this is going to work very well if you're plugging it into external amplification, which actually I'm doing here through some studio monitors. You can't hear that at home because remember that the way you're hearing this is through your own computer speakers, of course. But you'll hear that some of this is just what the first piano sound here, the 88 stage grand. See, it's got a lot of response. So as you can see, the harder I press, you can start to hear the hammers coming in from the piano samples. So you can hear that it will actually cut through and bite through in a mix, which is always good, I find, especially if you're competing with other musicians like guitarists, where they only need a 5-watt amplifier and they're louder than a 300-watt keyboard amp. I'm going to have a look at some of the other sounds now. This is the electric piano. This is called Pure EP, so Pure Electric Piano, a very sort of Rhodesy type sound. So you see again, it's got a lot of clarity there. Now, what I can do with that, if I want to maybe add a bit of chorus or something, I come over to my left-hand screen, choose the keyboard mixer, and it brings up my 4 live parts. Now, you've actually got 3 parts on your right hand and 1 on your left. So what I'm going to do here is just add a little bit of chorus. Now, the balance control doubles up as also as your value control. So it's got a little light here. If I push it, the light goes out. Now, this will alter any parameter on the screen. A bit of chorus into that. There we go. If I want to add a bit of reverb on there, so again, just choose reverb on the screen, bring this up. So very simple to add effects. What you can then do is store that as what Roland call a user program. Yamaha would call it a registration. But basically you can just store your overall settings, if you like, into these buttons along here. They can also be stored on a USB stick as well for recall later on when you're playing live. What I'll do, let's carry on through some of the sounds, organ sounds. There's some excellent samples of tone wheel organs, Hammond type organ sounds. I quite like that sound because the harder you press, it brings in a second sample, which is the Leslie going fast. So you've got the slow Leslie when you press gently, or the fast Leslie when you press fast. So it's nice sort of attacky organ, rock organ sound. There's also some nice bluesy organs. So there's a good complement of organ sounds there. I haven't seen any drawbar effects or anything yet, or drawbar recreations. These are all sample organ sounds and they're all fixed, but there's lots and lots of them. Move on to the guitar sounds. Nylon string guitar. I've still got the chorus on there, so let's turn that down. Let's turn the chorus right the way off again. A few other guitar sounds. So there's some nice steel strung guitars. Very, very nice 12-string guitar I found earlier. So and there are also some very good samples of distorted guitar sounds. Now I remember these from back on the Roland G70 keyboard back in 2004. These electric guitars were actually sampled especially for that keyboard. And if you think that keyboard was around about £2,500, so I would imagine about $4,000 US. You're getting here all of the technology that was in a flagship keyboard, but I mean, the price of this keyboard is under £1,000 in the UK, so you're really getting a lot of keyboard for your money here, and a lot of good sounds. And some of these I've seen in the Roland EA7 as well, so it seems that they're cramming as much content as possible into this instrument. So if we take some of these electric guitar sounds, I mean, some reverb off that. It's a nice sort of funky sounds there. Jazz guitar. Now, there is also a multi-effects unit in here as well. So as well as the reverb and the chorus, which I've got globally, which I can assign any part to that, I've also got in here the multi-effects for the keyboard side. So I can go into the user program edit and I'll edit the multi-effects. They're switched on, but at the moment, that's got an enhancer on it. So I can just use my value knob here to change this. You've got a auto wah. Let's put some distortion on the jazz guitar sound. So as you can see, this is it's quite a powerful effects section. A bit of overdrive, and again bring up the reverb on that. Just go back to the overdrive on there. Turn the reverb on a little bit more. And there are some effects that are mixtures. You've got overdrive into chorus, overdrive into phaser, all sorts of different combinations of effects in there. So a very, very powerful effects section on the EA7 here. Now I'm going to move on to the string and pad group of sounds. So if I just select one of the string sounds, for instance, let's have the first one, stereo strings. Here's another one. This is called warm strings. Very nice slow orchestral strings, that one, which actually works also very nicely when you want to mix it with another sound, which is actually very easy to do, because in the middle here I've got my sliders. I've got the strings assigned to upper 1. There's my strings. I could bring in upper 2, and there's a piano on there already for me, so I could just bring the volume of the piano up. Let's bring the strings down a little bit. So. So that's just mixing two sounds together, piano and warm strings. Lovely, lovely combination, and using the real-time controllers to bring the different parts in and out. So very, very easy to do, but good quality sound. So we are talking Roland's top-end sounds here. That's the film octaves, that one. Lovely sound though. And a few synth sort of pad sounds. So you get the idea, very, very powerful sound engine here. Saxophone, we've got tenor sax. Or breathy tenor sax. And some great brass sounds, synth brass as well as acoustic brass. So if I choose this one, what we've got here. This one's Africa brass. And excellent synth lead sounds as well. Then we'll move on to some of the drum kits. Very tight drum sound. And lots of Latin percussion. And lots of ethnic percussion, Turkish instruments, Greek instruments, Eastern European sounds, so Oriental kits. So excellent all-round sound generator, I think, in the EA7. And as you could see, very easy to add effects to the voices. I can save everything in my user program sets here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create another video which is just all about the style section. So we've dealt with the sounds. Remember, you can layer 3 sounds on top of each other. You can split the keyboard, so you've got another sound on your left as well. That's easy to do with this split key here, or split button here. All in all, I think great sounds, really. It's got its own speakers built in. It's very, very lightweight. I think Roland have just packed in everything they could in terms of the number of sounds within the price bracket. I mean, there really isn't anything else that sounds this good at this price, I don't think. We deal with Yamaha, we deal with Korg, got some great keyboards in the sort of £700 to £900 price range, but I must say that the actual quality of the voices on this really are excellent. But come down to our store in Eastbourne, where you can see over 70 keyboards on display, and you can try this out alongside Yamaha PSRS 770 is probably the closest Yamaha in competition to this, and also check out the Korg PA 600. Again, similar kind of keyboard, so well worth auditioning all 3. Everyone uses their keyboard for something different, and each one performs in a different way in a different environment, so it's well worth coming down to our store and check out all 3 of these instruments side by side. Anyway, that's the Roland EA7 sounds. Check out my other video where you'll hear some of the styles as well. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.